Welcome to CSE Web Development Series, where we will learn web development from the basics. This is video number 1, HTML and CSS. So let's get started. Now let's first understand how websites work. So there's one client, the browser, and there's a web server that hosts the website. The web server contains a two-part logic, application logic, and a database. These two are just two computers connected by the internet, and the client sends a request to the web server and receives a response, and the response consists of three files: JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Now let's see how these files work. HTML defines the structure of the page, CSS defines how the page looks, and JavaScript defines how the website works. In an analogy, we can think of it as where HTML saying where to place a button, CSS saying how should a button look like, and JavaScript saying what happens when you click the button. So let's get into HTML. HTML is not actually a programming language. It defines the structure and content of the web page. It consists of elements that describe the type of content, for example, paragraphs, links, and buttons. The content of the element can be another element, for example, a child element, or it can be empty, like for example, the image element. Here you can see a paragraph element. It has an opening and a closing tag and has a content of welcome to CSE. Here's a basic layout of an HTML document. It starts with a HTML opening tag and ends with a HTML closing tag, and it has a head tag and a body tag. For now, we are going to only focus on the title tag inside of head, but there are a lot more tags, for example, the meta tag. The body tag. It contains the main body of the content of a web page, and you can use a lot of tags inside here. You can see a list of possible tags over here on this link. Before that, let's focus on the HTML semantic tags concept. A semantic tag element clearly defines its meaning to both the browser and the developer. Technically, you can use a single type of tag everywhere and customize it for every particular use, but it is not recommended for two main reasons. SEO, search engine optimization, helps search engines like Google to find your content on their website and rank it on Google search, and accessibility settings. You can explore more about semantic tags on this link. Here are some more tags. So this is the anchor tag. It defines a hyperlink where you can link other websites. An image tag. The image tag needs a source attribute function, and it can be a link or a file path. Div tag. So it organizes your code into sections, and think of div as a container. One tip here, HTML attributes are special words used inside the opening tag to control the element's behavior. This is a paragraph tag, which defines a paragraph. This is the button tag. This tag is used to define a button, and the functionality of a button is defined in JavaScript. Now let's get into the heading tags. So these are sets of tags that define a heading, and the lower your number, the bigger your heading will be. Here you can see two images. This is the HTML code, and this is the output of that in the browser. Now let's get into CSS, which is cascading style sheets. It defines the visual aspect of the content defined in HTML. HTML consists of countless properties that developers use to format the content. You are not expected to know all of the properties, and even the experienced web developers use Google while writing CSS. We'll talk more about CSS in future videos. And here you can see a basic layout of a CSS declaration. It has a selector, a declaration block, a property, and a value, and the declaration style itself. Now let's create a practice web page to understand the concepts of HTML. And here's some reference. You need to create this web page. You can replace this area with your name, and this with your school, and this with your current grade. Just try to recreate this format with all of your information. And here's a tip: to bring the buttons next to each other, you can add them inside a div tag. And you can always leave a comment if you need any help with this. This will be the solution for the example that was shown in the previous slide. And here are some cheat sheets that can help you while you are learning HTML and CSS. Thank you for your attention.